Orange, you glad I'm not wearing yellow? Sunday, April 22nd, Ty Gaston here with your free daily video report. Let's get right to it. Yesterday, the favorites won a couple games, so now the dogs are 18 wins, 7 losses, and 1 push overall. Yesterday, me and my scouts, a perfect, well, not so perfect, 3-1 yesterday. We hit Indiana, we hit San Antonio, Dallas over, we hit Oklahoma City and Memphis under, and we lost the Miami-Charlotte game. Now, the Miami-Charlotte game, we needed just 20 points with 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter and couldn't get enough to get the over. So that game was a loss. But overall, 20 wins, 2 losses, our last 22 NBA playoff games. 20-2, 90% winners in the playoffs. If you want to get involved with my personal players club for the rest of the NBA, plus baseball included, all the way through the end of the June NBA Finals, it's just $995. All you got to do is pick up the phone and give me a call. 855-TY-GASSON. That's 855-894-2786. News to note also yesterday, perfect 3-0 in baseball. Excuse me. With Philadelphia, the Dodgers in Colorado over, and Boston, Toronto over. Perfect 3-0 in baseball yesterday. Overall, 6-1 on the day. Like I said, our only loss was the Miami-Charlotte game where we went over on that game, and we needed 20 points with 6.5 minutes left in the fourth. Couldn't get enough to get the over. All right, Chicago Bulls are at Washington today. Washington's 1.5 and 183. Nene is out for Washington. He was suspended for today's game. The over is 3-0 in the series, and the over is 6-1 the last 7 meetings. Washington is 6-1 straight up, 6-1 against the spread, 5-2 on the overs, their last 7 games overall. LA Clippers are 2 at the Golden State Warriors in 209.5. LA Clippers lead the series 2-1. Both teams are 5-1 on the over the last 6 games each, and the LA Clippers are 1-5 against the spread the last 6 meetings at Golden State. Now, there's controversy yesterday where the NBA was blasting the owner of LA Clippers, Sterling, for making racial comments. When you look at TMZ.com and look at the whole 9 minutes of what was said, it looks like that chick was just setting his ass up. She kept like pushing him to say things that he didn't want to say, and he never said he didn't like blacks. He said he loves working with blacks and stuff. So the controversy that was said on TNT yesterday by Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, those were all sound bites of certain parts of the conversation that Sterling had with his girlfriend. And so they misused those sound bites. You got to go to TMZ.com and listen to the complete interview, and you'll understand what I'm saying. It just sounds to me like Sterling's an old man. He's, 75, 80 years old? He comes from the old school. In the old school, things were different than they are today. All right, Toronto takes on Brooklyn. Brooklyn's 4, total 192. The over is 4-1 the last 5 meetings. Toronto is 8-2 on the overs the last 10 games, and Brooklyn is 1-7 against the spread the last 8 games. Houston Rockets are at Portland. Portland's 2.5, 213.5. The over is 10-0 the last 10 meetings. Portland is 6-0 on the overs their last 6 games, and Houston is 8-2 on their overs the last 10 games. Get the Personal Players Club for the rest of the NBA for just $995. For that $995, you also get baseball every day through the middle of June. So we've got May and June. We got almost 2 months for just $995. Pick up the phone, give me a call, 855-TY-GASSON, 855-894-2786. Few baseball stats and trends to take a look at today. San Diego's at Washington. Washington's 5-1 the last 6 meetings. Pittsburgh's at St. Louis. Pittsburgh's 5-0 on the unders the last 5 games. St. Louis is 8-0 on the unders the last 8 games. Philadelphia takes on Arizona. The over is 4-0 the last 4 meetings. Boston's at Toronto. Boston's won the last 3 meetings. Toronto has lost 4 in a row. That's my Costa Rica accent being picked up. Kansas City takes on Baltimore. Baltimore's 15-3 in Gonzalez's last 18 home starts. Oakland's at Houston. Oakland's 12-2 the last 14 meetings in Houston. Detroit's at Minnesota. Detroit's 10-2 in Verlander's last 12 starts in Minnesota. Tampa Bay's at Chicago. The Tampa Bay is 6-1 the last 7 meetings. The LA Angels are at the Yankees. New York's batting 187 against right-handers their last 10 games. And the Cleveland-San Francisco game, if San Francisco gets a sellout in this game, they'll set a National League record with 258 consecutive sellouts. That goes way back to the Barry Bonds days. San Francisco is 7-1 against Cleveland the last 8 meetings. Take a look at your free daily video play of the day. It's the Chicago Cubs and Milwaukee Brewers. Peralta goes for Milwaukee. Hamill goes for the Cubs. Peralta's a 150 favorite. Milwaukee is 7-1 the last 8 meetings. The Cubs have lost 4 in a row, and Milwaukee's won 7 of their last 8 games, which means we're going to use Milwaukee minus 150 over the Cubs as your free daily video play of the day. That's my 6 minutes of thunder for Sunday. Back on Monday with your next report. I'm going trout fishing in the mountains today. Oh yeah, taking Majestic, my little one, my 7-year-old. Going up in the mountains, we're going trout fishing. Gonna have some trout for dinner. Well, maybe. It's trout fishing, not trout catching. We'll see what we can do. See everybody on Monday. Ciao.